Hi guys, HMG RISQUARD. This is a 2v2 on pyramids. All the players are in the title screen beforehand at the beginning, which was a really good, really good game actually. Which is obviously why I'm posting it. I've started playing Napoleon again, which is why I'm doing videos again of some of the good games that I've had. It's really getting there's quite a few pretty decent players on Napoleon now again. It's become a bit more interesting to play. I haven't really been around a lot over the past year, well I'd say a year or so. I haven't been playing competitively for about a year easily. I'm playing alongside HMG Syntax, which is also known as Virus Tom. But yeah, I mean, I've been around a lot. I've had quite a lot going on over the past year and that in my real life, so not really had much time for gaming and that, and doing videos and stuff. But there's a good crowd. Seems to be a pretty decent crowd of decent players on Napoleon again now. So it's actually it's caught my attention to start playing again. Right, anyway, I'll come back when the game starts. Right, so here we go. I'm going to rush up with my 2-shooter cab up onto the hill. Raps doesn't really move up to sort of take the hill, I don't think. He's got no intention of like sending his cavalry into crazy charges and trying to push me back down the hill straight away. Syntax is just going to sort of moving into position and that. I mean, with obviously facing up against the French cavalry and that, and he's Britain, to go too aggressive to start off with is probably not the best idea anyway. I'll speed this up. Alright, so I pull my cab back. This was a really good game. Both sides played really well in this. Really close game. I mean, these are the games that I really want to try and capture for making posts. Really, as you'll see by the end. Right, so it's position. Wanted to try and catch him while he was still in line formation there. Just a bit of a Syntax is going to try and make a move over on this side with his lights. But most of the action earlier on goes on my side of it, really. I mean, the Prussian lights are better than my Ottoman lights, but I find on terrain maps it's not as big an issue as like it would be on, say, grassy flatlands, having an opponent with the better lights. When you've got like the terrain maps, and it isn't really as important to have like it's a benefit, but it's not really majorly important to have like the great light infantry. Just moving my summits into position here. Well, ready to go in. I'm going to send them in now. I think for this part of the battle over on Syntax's side, it's pretty much. I mean, I've got a cavalry unit over there if he needs it. I wanted to wait until Raps like sort of pushed up close with his line and stuff, ropes and sent my men in. So I'm going to send my bashes into that line. They'll do a pretty easy job of cutting that line infantry unit up. Cutting that line infantry unit up. I'm going to send my other Bashi in as well. I only took 2 Bashi in, this isn't taking the Semax or anything. So I'm going to send my cav in to hit the units behind because I want my Bashi to do their work in the front here. Stop these the rear units from firing on them. Managed to catch that unit out, and now like while they're on it, they haven't got any fire coming into this area. No major fire coming into this area. I'm going to send my second lot of Bashi in. I'm going to send that down to hit the square down here. Got my cavalry sort of being able to disrupt lines and stuff here. It's giving my Bashi a bit more time to get them in where I want them. I'm going to give my men a boost from my general here. I've been really bad at missing squares in my games lately. I mean, towards the last few games and that, which I was playing yesterday, they weren't so bad. I was getting better, but lately, I mean, like when I first started sort of playing again, I'm terrible for missing squares. In this, I don't think I've done too bad. I've been a bit sloppy lately. Games coming. I mean, my play's coming back a bit. I'm still not playing as well as I used to. So I'm just going to keep going through with these Bashis now into these line infantry. Should have got another cav. I should have really sent that in as well. I'm going to push up on the line, try and get some shots off. I'm going to need to send some more Prussian cav over to help deal with these Bashis. So I mean, like for my 2 Bashi done some pretty decent work there. They managed to rout some units. They still managed to stick around for quite a while now, actually. To be fair, even though they get cav charged here, it looks like they're about to rout, but I managed to get them through to attack these Prussian lights as well. I mean, Raps knows what he's doing. He knows he needs to hit these units here to stop them firing on his men. To give him time to shoot up my Bashi. I think, considering the situation there, I mean, like, I think my Bashi done pretty well there. Certainly helped give me gain an advantage in this area, but he has Francis has sent over an old guard, which I believe is Fractal, playing as France. I could have. I think the reason why I did. I remember the reason why I didn't send that cavalry in over here to follow up with the attack that was going on before, because he kept that cav there constantly, and I knew what he was planning on doing with it. He wanted to get my men all back in and out of position, and my men into squares, and then push up. So I wanted to left that there to help shoot up the cavalry as it came through. So he's going to make a push. Got foot guards there and that as well, so they're going to do some damage. I need to send my cavalry in to help get my men back into position. He's got another cavalry unit come in. This cavalry unit actually helps me out quite a bit. I'm able to get some nice flanking shots from over here as well. Down on Syntax's side, is like things are progressing, but they're like progressing slowly. There's a bit of fighting that's gone on, but not a whole lot. I'm going to pull my cavalry back now because over on the flank here, I'm starting to take some pretty bad damage in that. And if I'd have kept this cavalry over here in the first place, which I think I really should have done, there's Syntax didn't really need it over there. I could have probably finished up these. With having it here now at this point, I probably could have finished up these units quite easily. Here is where I made, because I wanted the cavalry unit in to go into the lines there, and I decided to risk my general, which was a bit of a dumb move really. Shouldn't have done it. So end up losing him. And for Ottomans, that's never good. It's not good losing your general. He's got to rout there. It would have helped if my cavalry wasn't walking as well. Right, so he's reinforced. Fractal's reinforced him with some old guard. Managed to take care of his light infantry on this flank, which gives me a bit of a range advantage. But I'm pretty weak on the hill here. I mean, he probably could have pushed straight up into here at this point and actually cut my army in half. Maybe even Fractal probably could have been able to support him with another unit maybe. It's just turned into a bit of a shootout over here. Over here, Syntax is making a push up into France. So this is where you have to be careful, like the sand dunes in that area, because like sometimes you'll be firing and firing, unless you look at the right angle, you actually don't realise you're just shooting straight into sand. We've got a big old shootout going on over here. Foot guards coming to melee, I believe. Let's get some flanking shots on there. My cavalry's finally decided to turn up. And you get that involved straight away. I mean, obviously I've lost my general, so my men are like, oh my god, they're all shit in their pants. Especially the old guard being around. Line infantry routing, 87 men, look at this. Even my cavalry routes at 39 men, 62 men. My men are just like shat themselves. Look at this, lost a full, near 84 men unit, just not going to come back. That's the unit's not coming back. Cavalry's not coming back. I was just like went into full like, oh shit, my flanks just shat their pants and run. I think this, with that happening as well, it gave Syntax was like, oh right, okay, like it urged him on more to push in an attack over on his side, which he's not doing too bad with, to be fair. I was going to basically come back and reform along here. I mean, Raps is pretty badly damaged in this situation as well. He's not, and he's got a lot of men, but all his men have taken, all of them like have taken damage. He's got no like full units. Right, I'm going to speed this up a bit because I don't want it to turn into an ultra long video. I think Syntax could have probably afforded to be able to make a push over here. Right, basically what I do, I'm going to make, because I've seen that these units are relatively depleted, I'm going to I choose to come and make an attack on this flank. I mean, with this part actually helps quite well in being able to cut his army in half, with me being able to attack this flank easier. Then if he decides to start coming and attacking me in here, then I can send men to cover against these, and then I can start attacking this unit here, and with them units being depleted. But I think Raps, he's not a stupid player, he's a decent player, and he's able to quite easily see that. Right, over here, Syntax's attack is going really well. Although he is taking damage, but he is doing quite well. Ah, this must be where he lost his general. I didn't see where he lost his general before. It's going to pop down in a minute. Which obviously against Old Guard on the has he got Old Guard? Yep, against Old Guard, if you lose your general, then we all know what that means. Pretty much what happened to me on my flank. So he's already getting that frightening enemy unit exhausted. Although we're doing some damage and taking some hits, I mean they're still pretty, in comparison to what I've got and to what they've got, they're still pretty healthy. And at this stage, like, he's able to, Fractal's doing exactly the right thing that he should be doing. He's pushing up with his Old Guard, with his men, and going off for attacks, full out attack. Got men routing. Another one, yeah. He tried to chase that down, but he got that a bit too, didn't quite get there soon enough. Almost, I think it almost cost him his general himself. Just needed to keep the distance long enough for his men to come back from routing. See if Fractal had a cavalry unit spare at that point, Tom would have lost two very healthy units. So I think Fractal's better option then, when all his when all of Tom's line came back, would have been to move back up the hill. Take a defensive position again. So what he done is he's overstretched it, he's overreached himself. And you end up getting surrounded for it. So although it was looking pretty dire for me and Tom at that point, it wasn't doing too bad. So I'm going to basically, seeing what's happened over here, I'm now going to push up and attack. These units have run out of ammo, so it's going to send them into melee after melee. So I managed to finish up Raps' units here. I mean, like, a really good game to these guys. It really was a good game. Really enjoyed it. It's one of the best games I've played for quite a long time. Everybody played well in this, I believe. Right, just finishing up. Right, so it's the end of the game. Let's take a game to our opponents. It was a really, really good game. Hopefully we'll get some more games in like that again soon. Well played, Syntax, Tom, as I call him really. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate, comment and subscribe. And it's not. Hopefully I'll have some more videos to start reposting again, because I want to do. That is something I do want to do. Get back into again. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time, guys.